You're very welcome back. Quick reminder of tonight's prize, which comes from Cuna Mutual, who are launching their new lifestyle income protection insurance. cunamutual.ie for more details. They want to send you and a friend to Memphis, Tennessee for a week-long holiday, taking in Graceland and Dollywood with $10,000 spending money. So for your chance to win, simply answer the question: which of these is a 1960s movie which famously starred Elvis Presley? Is it Viva Los Angeles, Viva Las Vegas, or Viva Loughlinstown? If you know the answer, call 1515 717181 or text late followed by your answer and name to 57111. Viewers in the north can also text 57111 or call the number on the screen. Full details, Airtel page 199. Excuse me. And you must be over 18 to enter. Lines will close at 11:15 tonight. And later on, we'll be calling someone, so you have to be there to take the call, or otherwise I'm afraid you don't get the prize. Now, last October, my next guest attracted several thousands of devoted followers to the Basilica at Knock, where he said the Virgin Mary would appear to him in a vision. Originally from Ballyfermot in Dublin, he is a self-proclaimed healer and seer who says that he regularly receives messages from the Mother of God, one of which says that the second coming of Jesus Christ is imminent. Please welcome Joe Coleman, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. When did you first encounter the Virgin Mary?
My first encounter of the Blessed Virgin Mary was when I was only 12 years of age, Ryan. It was in a small little house in Pearse Square in Dublin, off Pearse Street. My grandmother was gone down to the shops to get her pension, and she had a beautiful picture of Our Lady over the, you know, the old-fashioned pictures they used to have our grannies?
Yes.
Over her urn bed, and it was Our Lady in a cloud with lambs running around. And I remember staring at it, and all of a sudden this mist came out, beautiful mist, and surrounded the room. Now she was in life size, she was say about that big at the time.
Yeah.
And me as a 12-year-old, I was terrified. And she told me she was my blessed mother, and I was going to work for her in years to come, and I have to prepare myself. That was the first vision of our Blessed Lady.
And what did she look like?
She looked absolutely beautiful. Words cannot describe the beauty of our Blessed Mother. I cannot describe it, Ryan, the beauty. I can't explain it in words. It was like something I felt in my heart. It was, have you ever heard of unconditional love? She was gorgeous, she was glowing. It was like she was made from pure essence of light, of God's light. And she glowed, and she had, I remember her holding her hands out to me like so. And whatever she done to me that day, it's like it filled up my heart. And I knew I had a connection from that day onwards. But then again, I was only 12. And
did she have a human form? I mean, did
yes.
she look like a woman? I mean, how would you describe her?
Well, she
appearance?
was like a beautiful lady, you know, and she had a gown on.
Yeah.
And an undergarment. The outer garment was blue, I always remember, like a royal blue.
Yes.
And the undergarment would have been white, and she was standing on a cloud. She was like suspended on a cloud, and around her was beautiful, and she got 12 golden stars around her head.
Yes.
And she had roses. I always remember the roses on her feet. And she didn't speak much to me then, but...
And did she have... what was her voice like? I mean...
Oh, her voice, again, I couldn't describe the beauty, and her voice was so beautiful. It was a heavenly voice. It was so smooth and gorgeous and not simple, not mellow. I can't say the word. It was just beautiful.
And she told you to brace yourself?
She said, brace yourself, my child. She said, it was the first time she called me my child. And she said, you know, you have come back to the earth. You have to work for me. And I didn't understand that, because I didn't know what I didn't even know who she was. I knew she was Our Lady, but at 12 years of age, I was dyslexic at the time. I couldn't read or write. I didn't know who she was. So that was my first encounter with our Blessed Mother.
I would imagine it was very unnerving.
Well, I ran screaming down Pearse Street. Yeah. I didn't know what to do.
Sure.
I didn't tell anybody, because they say something's wrong with that man, that young fella. He's making up stories. So it was very awkward for me growing up, I suppose, seeing Our Lady. I know many people out there have seen her.
Did you see her then on many occasions after that?
Well, I wouldn't have seen her then for quite a while, up to 1986.
Okay.
1986, I had an accident when I fell down the stairs. I had been praying my Holy Rosary up to then, and I was taken into St. James's Hospital on New Year's Day, 1986, and I broke my ankle to smithereens. It was called a parachute break. This is on record in James's Hospital, by the way. And they had to operate. My ankle had swollen up so much. So during the operation, I actually died. I went down my body. I went through a tunnel. I ended up on the other side in heaven.
Could you describe heaven to me?
Oh yes, beautiful. Heaven to me was like a huge rose garden, like a valley. And in the distance, I could see this beautiful man, which my father had passed a few years previous to this. He was only 57, and he was a gentleman, a very holy man. He was 57, and he died of a massive heart attack. And I seen him standing there, and my God, I looked at him. And he had this little boy with him. That was my little boy I lost. We lost our first little boy. And he had a little boy with him, Daniel James. And I spoke with my father. Then Jesus and Our Lady and St. Michael the Archangel appeared to me. And from then on, I stayed up there for 15 minutes. And from then on, I came back. I was told I had to come back to Earth. I have to work for Our Lady.
And can I stay there for a minute, because
yes.
it's so intriguing for people who wouldn't have experienced this, because I'm somebody who has experienced any of this.
Yeah.
For example, how did you know it was Jesus? At the risk of sounding completely ridiculous, but did he say, "I am the Lord," and equally with the
"I am Jesus, your Saviour"?
Your Saviour, and the angel Gabriel.
The angel Gabriel and the angel Michael, the Archangel Michael, which is one of my guides today, who comes with me everywhere I go. And
did they introduce themselves?
Yes, and Our Lady was there, Our Blessed Lady was there, and she was the very same as I seen her when I was 12.
Yes.
And I was shown lots of stuff. I seen lots of people who had passed down my family. And when I came back, and anyway, come back into the hospital after a very trying time to get back in, I had to go back into my body.
Were you dead?
Well, I was dead, but they said it was an out-of-body experience.
Okay.
You know, I remember waking up and the nurse putting the oxygen on you.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, that man's hand is moving." I managed to move my finger, I believe. They told me this later on. And I knew I was out of my body, but it took me a whole year, Ryan, to come back, because I couldn't go out for a whole year. I live up in Ballyfermot still, by the way.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go out of the house for a whole year. I don't know how my wife put up with me, because we were only starting our family. My first daughter was born. She's in the audience tonight, Nicola. And it was a horrifying, terrible experience.
You've been out of work since you were what age?
I'm out of work since, I'm 31 years out of work.
On invalidity?
Living on invalidity pension.
Okay, as a result of those accidents, you fell off a roof at one point.
Yeah, and then I fell down the stairs.
You fell down the stairs.
The reason I fell down the stairs was because my back would go on me.
Yes.
And I just went flying, bumped. I've got to say, it's just as well I didn't kill myself.
Yeah. Well,
I actually did.
you did. It's getting very confusing, Joe, but I think I get where you're coming from. You seem to have quite a lot on your side as well, on your side of the pitch, so to speak. To go back to your story and your encounters, which are, spectacular, to say the least.
Fabulous encounters.
But
really,
you've also had the dark side, and you've met Satan.
Satan has attacked me. Satan has pulled me out of bed. He has marked my body. Satan has done horrible things.
Have you looked in Satan's eye?
I have looked at Satan. I've taken Satan out of